Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. One of the most difficult assignments faced by law enforcement agencies is locating and apprehending the criminal who operates from behind a legitimate business front. Such a criminal team were Sid and Jenny Rollins, who 2 days before had made the down payment on a small roadside cafe.
Well, this is it. By this time tomorrow, we'll be in business.
Think we'll be ready?
Why not? We've got the rest of the day to get the place organized. This one-arm joint is just about perfect. Centrally located, easy to get to, and strictly legit. We're lucky to find it.
Lucky to catch the old man in a selling mood.
Are you kidding? We're giving the old coot a break. Well, Skipper, here we are. You can take off your apron and call it a day.
Bet you thought we'd never get here, didn't you?
No, in fact, I was hoping. I don't know how to say this, Mr. Rollins, but, well, I thought it over, and I've changed my mind.
What do you mean, changed your mind?
I don't want to sell my place.
What about your vacation?
It sounded all right the other day, but I've got all I want right here.
All you've got's the going away blues. Once you get started, you have a million laughs. Come on now, let's wrap up this deal.
I'm not selling. Here's your $500 back.
Look, if this is just to store the fat and the price, I'll go another bill or two.
Oh, it's not that.
Look, you signed an option, Skipper. We've made a lot of arrangements.
I'm sorry if there's been any inconvenience, ma'am, but I'm not selling. Here's your money.
You can't back out now. We've notified a lot of people. We gotta have this place.
I'm keeping it, and that's final. Don't try to bully me. Now take your money and get out.
You hit him too hard, Sid. He's dead. What are we going to do now?
We have to get him out of here. Get the car and bring it around back.
Where are you going to take him?
I don't know yet. I'll find a place miles from here. I'll hide him good. While I'm gone, you sit up so we can operate. Get going.
Hey, Skipper, you got a customer?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll be. You're a new addition around here, aren't you?
That's right. What do you have?
Where's the skipper?
Oh, he's not here anymore. He sold out.
He what?
That's right. He sold out to me and my husband. Went on a nice long vacation.
Are you pulling my leg, girlie?
No, it's true. Want to see menu?
No. No, thanks. I guess I ain't hungry after all.
Having hastily disposed of the skipper's body, it now became necessary to prevent or at least delay identification long enough for Sid and Jenny Rollins to finish the operation at the roadside cafe and be on their way to the next location before the law could move in. Sid left no identifying clues on the body.
Oh, can I help you?
Well, I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
Well, I don't know whether it means anything or not, but there's something peculiar going on a little cafe out on Highway 118 near where I live.
Well, what is it that's peculiar?
Well, for one thing, the owner has disappeared.
Excuse me just a minute. Go right on in, Mr. Flynn. Mr. Matthews is expecting you. Now, what was this about the cafe?
Hi, Bonnie. How are you? Sit down.
Fine, Dan. Thank you. Dan, the Narcotics Bureau needs some help. We've got to get a new line on a ring of dope peddlers.
Why do you think we can help you?
Well, it's like this. We know that a big shipment of heroin has arrived in this area. We've lost complete track of it. We don't know who's got it or where it is. All we know is, generally, how the ring's been operating. Now, that's where your boys come in.
You mean they've been using the highways?
Yeah, in this way. They'll pick out a central location on a main artery and set up a legitimate small business.
Where people can come and go without arousing suspicion.
Exactly. And they'll distribute an entire shipment of the stuff in a matter of a few days and be gone. By the time we work back through the customers, to the pushers, to the wholesaler, all we find is a deserted business establishment someplace and have to start all over.
What do you figure? They're sitting on the shipment now and they're getting real itchy.
Plenty. They'll be moving at any time now. It's an opportunity for us if we get on top of it fast. Now, your men cover the highways every day. One of them might just spot these people for us.
It's okay. I hit his body in the culvert about 40 miles up the road. I got rid of all his identification.
There was an old bird in here asking about him. Guess he was a friend of his.
What did you tell him?
He'd sold out and gone on a vacation.
Here, look.
Are you the owner here?
That's right. Well, technically, the skipper still owns the place. We're in the process, you might say.
Well, where's he now?
Off on a vacation. First one in 10 years, he said.
Do you have any idea where he went?
No, he didn't say exactly.
Well, he has a sister up north. He probably went to visit her. Why, officer? Anything wrong?
Well, Mr. Brandon here is worried about him.
It ain't like the skipper to do that. Sell out and run off without telling me.
Well, what are you to him?
His best friend. Known him for 30 years.
Well, all I know is we paid him $500 as sort of a down payment. Here's the receipt right here. It's an option to buy the place.
That's his handwriting, all right. You sure moved in fast.
Yes, we did. We saw the place, liked it, and the old man was ready to sell. See, I wouldn't worry, Mr. Brandon. You'll most likely get a postcard from him in a day or two.
I can't understand it. I just can't understand it.
Well, I guess this takes care of it. Sorry to bother you.
Oh, that's okay. Stop at any time.
The following morning, a hunter found the body hidden in the culvert and notified the highway patrol. An officer was sent to the scene. 2 hours later, his report was filed in Highway Patrol headquarters.
Just a minute. On this unidentified body, I found out who it is. His name is David J. Mason, nicknamed Skipper. Ran a little cafe out on Highway 118. A friend of his just made the identification.
Is that the friend?
Right, his name is Joe Brandon.
Wait.
Man just identified the body that was found in the culvert this morning. David J. Mason, known as Skipper. Runs a little cafe on Highway 118.
How'd you trace him?
Johnson did it. He talked to a friend of the old man's yesterday. Tied it in this morning when he read the report.
Is the fellow here now?
He's outside. You want to see him?
Yeah, bring him in.
Come on in. This is Joe Brandon.
Mr. Brandon, I'm Matthews. Sit down, won't you?
If it's all the same, I don't feel like sitting down.
All right, fine.
It's them two in the cafe, Mr. Matthews. They did this.
Why do you say that?
Because they lied. The skipper never acted like they said in his whole life. Selling out all of a sudden and running off that way.
Well, we talked to them, Mr. Brandon. They explained it.
Not good enough to suit me. Not by a long shot.
Well, they paid him $500 for an option. They've got a receipt to prove it.
Well, if he had $500, robbery could be the motive. That's anybody's motive.
The skipper was no puppy. He wouldn't flash his money around. He wouldn't sell that place of his either. Well, he might have thought about it some, but he'd never go through with it.
What's so special about the place?
Nothing, except that he liked it, was all that he had. And for some reason or other, that man and his wife wanted it. Wanted it bad enough to kill him for it. Poor old skipper, he never hurt anybody in his life. Now he's dead. And them two in his cafe did it.
Mr. Brandon, we understand how you feel. We understand completely. We appreciate your help. We'll take it from here, all right? Make sure he gets home, huh?
Oh, I'll get home, all right. I always have.
Call Barney Flint at Narcotics. Tell him I'll pick him up in 5 minutes. This is the place.
Right on the main highway. Plenty of chance for business.
Think they'll recognize you?
No, that's why I was sent out here.
I know they don't know me. Let's go in.
Fine.
Hello.
How are you? It's a nice place you got here.
Like anything else?
What do you suggest?
Cake, pie. How about a nice hot bran muffin?
Not for me, thanks.
You got any sugar handy?
Yeah.
Thanks.
What do you think? Anything to worry about?
I don't think so. But don't get into any conversation with them. We want them to leave as soon as possible.
Hi. Say, by the way, you folks been here long?
Not very. Why, does it show?
Well, as I remember, an old man used to have this place.
That's right. He sold out. 20 cents, please.
20. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
What do you think?
I don't know. I didn't make a thing. Did you?
No.
They're either legitimate or smooth as silk. It's too good to pass up.
Let's take it out from across the street. You know him?
Hi.
I'll have one of those special lunches to go out.
Right.
You won't forget the sugar. I got a real sweet tooth.
How many?
6. How much?
60 cents.
Carrying a paper bag.
Yeah. What do you want to do, buddy?
Let him go. And wait for one I'm sure of.
Having permitted one possible dope pusher to escape, the next hour passed slowly for Dan Matthews and the narcotics agent. No new customers approached the roadside lunchroom they had staked out as a front for the wholesaling of heroin.
You know a man can grow old doing this?
To me, it's the toughest part of my job. Sitting and waiting. What are you gonna do?
Sounds like the Army. Hurry up and wait.
Yeah. Hey, look.
Oh, fine. What's he doing over there?
You know him?
Yeah, he's a friend of the former owner. He thinks they killed him.
everything.
You're real easy.
Hi there. Awfully sorry to hear about your friend Skipper.
I'll bet you are. What are you going to do about the place now?
We paid our $500. We'll just have to settle up with the heirs.
He hasn't got any.
Here comes another customer.
Yeah, and this is one that counts. It's no coincidence he's here, Dan. It's Leo Blocker, a well-known pusher.
Believe me, Mr. Brandon, we feel just as badly about it as you do. Excuse me, please.
Very cute.
Thanks, we like it. What'll you have?
Give me one of those special lunches to go out. Oh, say, miss, don't forget the sugar. I've got an awful sweet tooth.
How many?
About 8. That's all. How much?
80 cents.
Take the change.
Thanks.
He's got a bag, all right. Okay, let's take him.
You watch the cafe. I'll follow him and pick him up.
In Joe Brandon's confused and angry mind, he knew something was wrong. Special lunches, sugar from a special box. It had to mean something.
What's the trouble?
Highway Patrol, you're under arrest. Put your hands on top of your head. Come on, turn around.
What's the charge? You haven't got anything on me.
We will have when we search your car.
I want to get treated like the rest of your customers.
Meaning what?
Well, for a starter, you can give me one of those special lunches to go out. And I want some of that sugar down there. Maybe I've got a sweet tooth, too, like the other fella had.
Sid.
Yeah?
$21.50 to headquarters.
Go ahead, 2150.
I've got a prisoner. Have a unit meet me at Skipper's Cafe. 10-4?
10-4.
Now we're going back and find that bag you threw out.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't, huh? Get in.
I don't understand what's wrong, Joe. We're just trying to be friendly.
Friendly, eh? That's a hot one.
Oh, you haven't given us a chance.
I don't intend to. There's something funny been going on here.
What do you mean, funny business? There's nothing wrong here.
Nothing wrong, eh? How come when I ask for some sugar like the other fella did, she gets all riled up?
You're just imagining things.
Imagining things, eh? Well, I'm not the only one. The head cop on the highway patrol thinks there's something funny going on here, too.
What makes you say that?
Because he took right out after that customer of yours, the one you gave 8 lumps of sugar to. Got right on his tail when he went down the highway.
The cops grabbed Leo, we're through.
Maybe he's making it up.
Making it up, eh? Why don't you wait and see? Does my heart good to see you both scared to death. I only wish the skipper was here to see it.
He's not lying, Sid.
Why, you...
Wait, we don't have time for that.
You're right. Load the stuff in our car out and back. I'll take him with me. I'll meet you on Crescent Hill.
Right.
Now do you know what I'm talking about?
Not knowing the results of Matthews' search of Leo, Barney Flynn was unable to act. If Matthews had not found narcotics evidence on the pusher, then the arrest of Sid Rollins could be a mistake. Since the girl was still in the restaurant, Barney decided to wait for Matthews' return.
The men took Brandon out. Looked like he had a gun on him.
Where's the girl?
She's still inside.
Keep an eye on him.
What are you going to do? This.
There's a police car right in back of us.
I'll fix him. Pull up. Come on, let's get moving.
I can't. It must be flooded.
Don't bother, you're not going anyplace.
What about Sid? Is he dead?
Yeah, just like the cafe owner. Come on, get out. How do you feel, Mr. Brandon?
Terrible. I bet he feels worse.
You're right, he's dead. Take care of her, I'll call in.
See the Highway Patrol in action again next week. Until then, remember, leave your blood at the Red Cross, not on the highway. This is Roderick Crawford saying, see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. On Sunday morning of June 12th, Jack Avery, a desperate and wanted criminal, was stopped for speeding just outside the small town of Hartsdale. Thus began the most terrifying day in the history of that town. All right, out of the car.
Mr. Matthews? Fred Melton, Hartsdale Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, how are you, Fred?
One of my boys just picked up Jack Avery for speeding down the road here.
What's that name again? Oh, Jack Avery. Sure, it's worth looking into. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Yeah, that's right. Run a make on Jack Avery. See what you get and let me know. Send Williams in.
Hello.
Hello, Rick.
Yeah.
Avery. I got picked up for speeding out on Route 40. Big deal, huh? I tried to pay the boy cash, and he got all worked up. A couple of big wheels are planning to hold me. They're going to run a check on your old pal. They figure if something turns up, they'll be heroes.
I'll move on it right away, Mr. Avery. Where are you?
Oh, it's a swell spot. It's called, what do you call this garden spot?
Hartsdale, the sheriff's office. You can't miss it.
Hartsdale, Rick.
Well, I know the area. Yeah, and it's not far from here.
Yeah, and another thing. The sheriff's name is Melton. No, Melton.
All right. What's up?
Oh, Ken, guess who's visiting the jail in Hartsdale?
Somebody big?
Jack Avery. Is that big enough?
It sure is. What's the charge?
Oh, this is small stuff for Avery. Traffic violation. Tried to bribe the officer that gave him the ticket. I'm running a make on him. You know, I'm willing to bet he's looking for somebody outside of Hartsdale.
Yeah. That's a funny thing about Avery. The way everybody dummies up when it comes to making a charge.
He's always got his boys behind him. They're rough and tough, and let's face it, people scare easy.
Smells good.
Oh, goodness. Well, you startled me half to death.
Well, I meant to surprise you.
Well, you certainly succeeded. What can I do for you, mister?
Just Rick. I'm going to use your phone.
Oh, is that all? Well, certainly. It's there on the wall. Help yourself. If you'll excuse me, I'll keep at it here. I'm expecting my husband home for lunch.
Yeah, your husband. What's his number?
Why, it's 112. My husband?
He's the sheriff, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
All right. Hartsdale Sheriff's Station, Sheriff Melton speaking. This is Jack Avery's friend. Yeah, well, I'd like you to release him. What do you mean you can't do that?
You wouldn't want me to take that attitude about Mrs. Melton, would you?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of a joke? Well, that depends on your sense of humor. Look, I don't think I'm getting through to you. I better put your little wife on the phone.
What are you doing? What are you doing with that gun?
Now, you tell him, lady. And you tell him I mean it. Tell him.
Fred? Oh, Fred. You'd better do as he says.
Helen, don't worry. Do whatever he says. Now, put him back on the phone.
He wants to talk to you.
Okay, Melton, now get this straight. If I don't get Avery back, you don't get your wife back, ever. Got it? Now, you don't say anything to anybody. You just sit tight and wait to hear from me again. In about an hour, I'll let you know where and when to deliver Avery. When you do, you get your wife back. But not till we're safely on our way, maybe around midnight. You got it? I got it.
Why? Why are you doing this?
Your husband's bitten off a little more than he can chew. Mr. Avery's a very big man. Now, let's go.
Oh.
All right, Miss Melton, get in there. Rose, get me Highway Patrol headquarters, please. Mr. Matthews. So that's the way it stacks up, Mr. Matthews. He'll be calling back in less than an hour.
All right. Take it easy. We'll be out there before you get the call. Yeah.
There's a word on Avery.
That's what I asked for, but not what I wanted. Police in the next state want him for murder.
No wonder he's so anxious to get away.
Yeah, come on, let's get out there.
And now what?
We got a 20-minute wait. How could I know we'd find just the right place so easily? Things are going better than I expected.
Maybe they are and maybe they're not. You can't be too sure, can you?
Well, lady, you better hope they are. Or else you got no chance at all.
Brady another smart move like that, and you won't have any chance at all.
I sure hate to ruin your Sunday. Well, it's tough to handle a thing when you're kind of personally involved.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but look, just take it easy. Things are going to work out.
You don't need to kid me, Mr. Matthews. I've been in this business as long as you have. I know what Helen's chances are.
Do you?
What do you mean?
You sure you know what her chances are?
Well, I know this much. I know, for instance, you can't go around emptying out jails just because some hood takes a hostage. I guess I called you hoping I'd hear something different, but I know better.
Can't send for the chopper. Have him come in the back part of town. Tell him not to land when we tell him to. Is your boy still locked up?
For now.
Okay, let's see. And your call's just about due. We'll sit on it till then. Look, if he wants you to let him out, let him out. Go on inside and relax.
Well, it's time for my telephone call. 112, wasn't it?
Yes.
Now, you stick close by and don't go out in the traffic to play. I may need you. Understand?
Yes.
Harsdale Sheriff's Office.
Sheriff Meldon?
Well, you're right on time.
Well, I didn't want to disappoint you.
All right, what do you want?
Well, for one thing, a car for my friend. And Mrs. Meldon and I were wondering if you'd call Mr. Avery to the phone. Yeah, well, we got a few specifics to discuss.
He's locked up where he belongs, and where you and your whole...
Come on, Sheriff, let's not get cute.
All right, just a minute. Your friend's on the phone.
Yeah, Rick?
Mr. Avery? Just drive east. When you come to the intersection of 104, just keep going till you come to the first dirt road. Well, we'll be there. Okay?
It'll do. My car.
It's in front.
You know, you'd love to tell me I'll never get away with it. But you're just not sure. I'll see you.
I sure hope so.
Well, to get started?
I don't get it. I let him go. You told me to let him go.
Milton, we've got no written guarantees, but I think if we play it my way, we got a chance of getting your wife back. Play it the other way, we're dead.
Are you sure, Mr. Matthews?
I said it was a chance. Now, look, you stay here. And don't call us, we'll call you.
You know, it's her birthday, and I was going to bring her this box of candy. It's her favorite.
Well, we'll see that she gets it. Ken, call the chopper on the radio.
Yeah.
Milton, let me tell you something. This stooge isn't kidnapping for money. All he wants is Avery. All we want is to get your wife back and those two guys. Oh, I know it's a risk. Please, will you play along with us?
Anything. But, Mr. Matthews, I guess you know we're compounding a felony.
Yeah, I know, but keep it on the QT, will you?
Helicopter by.
Stand by. Here he is.
Thanks. This is Matthews. You're following a light blue sedan. The license number is 6 John 250. Repeat, 6 John 250. He's traveling east. Got that?
10-4.
I don't want him to know you exist, so fly nice and high. Use the glasses. Now, we're in an undercover car. You're gonna have to spot him and talk us in. 10-4?
10-4.
As Jack Avery proceeded toward his rendezvous, he was unaware that he was being followed by air as well as by land. Beyond the present, Matthews had no plan. It remained first for Avery to lead the highway patrol to the point of contact.
Helicopter 2150, still traveling on the main road, heading east at a pretty fast rate of speed. Hold it, pull over to the side. He's climbing a little hill. He seems to be looking back in your direction.
10-4.
If he wants to make sure he's not being followed.
Yeah, this one's a smart cookie.
Helicopter 2150. He's on his way again. 10-4?
So are we. 10-4.
Hold it now. Let's not get too close. He may able to spot you.
I've got a great spot lined up. It would never be found, and we can...
Good, we'll discuss it later.
Well, you want to follow me?
Yeah, come on, get going.
We're at the intersection. Now, if we follow this road, are we well hidden? Come on, give us a signal.
This looks like it's as far as you can go by car. If you proceed, there's a possibility you might be spotted. You kick up a dust trail on that road, they couldn't miss. What next?
There's a clearing here. You'll pick us up. I'm pretty sure you were high enough so you weren't spotted.
I'm sure I wasn't. Coming in. 10-4?
10-4.
Not bad, huh? Real stroke of luck.
Look, if you ever want to see that hick husband of yours again, it's strictly up to you.
Well, what now, Mr. Avery?
Well, I thought you had all the answers.
Well, I thought you'd like to stick around here for a while and figure things out.
Now, what do you mean, for a while?
Well, you got all the answers. I haven't.
All right. Now, we're here till it's dark. Good and dark. That's just in case that husband of yours decides to have us followed. Who comes up here?
Nobody. Nobody at all. You're really quite safe here.
Here it is, Mr. Avery. Now, what about roadblocks?
Well, there won't be any. That clam digger wouldn't dream of it. After all, we've got his pride and joy here to protect us.
So what are we waiting for, then?
Night. I'm leaving here by myself in your car. They don't know that exists, but they know I do, and they know my car.
What about her?
Well, the unidentified car is my protection. She's yours. Now, you take her for a nice, long drive in a different direction from me. Give me at least 4 hours. After that, you can dump her and the car. It's your business what you do with her.
Oh.
What is it?
My roast. It's still in the oven.
Do you really think that husband of yours is going to feel like eating?
Just think. All the hicks and clam diggers in Hartsdale are probably sitting down to their Sunday dinner now, without any of your worries.
Or yours. Now shut up. You're getting on my nerves.
I don't see a thing. I don't get it. Hey, wait a minute. What? Take a look.
I'll be out in 48 hours.
48 years, your man.
You got nothing against me that'll stick.
You want to bet? I told Fred not to call us. We'd call him. Come on. I hope you'll be with us next week. Until then, remember, no matter how new, the safest device in your car is you.
This is Broderick Crawford saying, see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. The responsibility of the law enforcement agencies covers wide areas. They are not only on the alert to prevent crime and apprehend criminals, but are constantly at work in protecting the life and property of all citizens. On October 19th, an incident took place at a local motel which was destined to trigger the highway patrol into a situation far more important than the incident itself. What occurred threatened to have a far-reaching effect on an entire community.
Morning. What are you doing here?
We talked that all over before, Walters.
I know we have. That's why I'm asking you why you're here. I made it clear.
Yeah, the only thing that's clear is that a bill is due, and we're here to collect it, as always.
Now you listen to me, once and for all. I've paid you to protect my business for a long time.
You're wrong. You're up to date. That's all. This is pay as you go, Walters.
It's not that simple. Have you read the papers lately? According to Merrill Hartman, you boys are on your way out. And I'm not planning to make a career for you by paying for protection I don't need.
You need it, Walters. You need it. Take my word for it.
Well, I don't want it anymore. Now get out. I got a motel to run here.
Walters! That protection you don't want. I'm gonna show you how wrong you are. How about it, Walters? Do we understand each other now?
We do.
You see, Walters, this has been our most expensive payday as yet. Extra money, extra time, extra trouble. I've got some very bad news for you, Walter.
Bad news?
Yes, you see, the people that I work for, they want to know what's going on all the time.
But you got what you came for.
Oh, yes, we always do. But you see, these people that I work for, they don't want any trouble. They don't like mistakes. They never allow more than one mistake. And Walters, you made yours.
I understand. Believe me.
We'll meet the 1st of next month. Monday, isn't it?
Monday.
Look, your articles are great, but you realize you're sticking your neck out a mile?
Well, somebody's got to stick his neck out. But I need help. I can't do it alone.
Merrill, you've been involved in this for what, 3-4 months? I've been involved in it for years. Let me tell you one thing. When a thing like this cracks, it cracks wide open.
I guess all it takes is one man.
Yeah, that's right, a guy with guts. Guts enough to come forward with evidence, something concrete. When this happens, well, you're halfway home.
All right, Dan. What do you got for me? The public is my newspaper's responsibility and mine. I'll need all kinds of help, information, names, leads, the kind of stuff you run into.
Look, we're all for you. We'll do anything we can for you, but I can't feed you this stuff for 2 reasons. 1, I don't want you killed. 2, your job is news. Ours is solving crimes.
Dan, I need your help.
All right, you got it, but on my terms.
Well, I heard this noise and the fighting, and so naturally the first
Yeah,
thing
I know. You told us. Now, when you ran out, did you see anything about the car that would help us out? License number, make, the model, anything like that?
Look, I'm no hero. I was scared. You don't remember what to think of when you're scared like that. You know, what to look for.
Sure, I understand. Don't leave. I'll take a look around. Okay. You feeling a little better now, Mr. Walters?
Yeah, a little better.
Sure you want to sit up?
Yeah.
Well, let's go over this just once more. Now, you say that 2 men you never saw before came in here, beat you up, helped themselves to most of the cash in the drawer, but not all of it, and then they left. Was that right?
That's right, Sergeant. It was just a robbery, pure and simple.
No, Mr. Walters, I don't think so. Now, use your phone?
Now, look, let's not make a federal case out of this. It was just a robbery. So I got insurance. So this is the chance you take in any business. I don't want any red tape. Forget it.
Well, Mr. Walters, all crimes have to be investigated. And this is no exception. Now, we'll try to make it as brief and convenient as we can. But it's our job to look into it. We'll see about getting you to the hospital.
I told you that isn't necessary. Now,
I'm sorry. Get me Highway Patrol headquarters. Oh, this is Sergeant Williams. Can I speak to Dan Matthews?
Second one is right in here. Matthews. Oh, hello, Ken. What? Looks like it. All right, fine. I'll meet you there in about 10-15 minutes. Yeah.
What about it, Dan?
What about what?
That newsy phone call. Remember, that's my business. I got a big nose.
You want to sniff this one out, huh?
Got 1 foot in my car.
Okay, it's Walter's Motel. On my terms, though. Come on.
Walters gave us a little trouble this morning. He's not the only one that has given us trouble in the last couple of days, Mr. Daggett.
Now, who, for instance?
Merle Hartman, boy crusading columnist, for instance. Have you had time to read the papers?
Merle Hartman. His little crusade is looking for a hero. Walters wanted to be a hero. Tomorrow, somebody else will have the same complex. You obviously wasted your morning, boys. You roughed up the wrong man. The big fish in this case is Merle Hartman.
At the exact time that Daggett's plans were being formulated, the head of the Highway Patrol was on the way to an often repeated scene, one with which he hoped to make the first dent in the racketeer's armor.
Hi, Ken.
Hi.
What cooks?
Oh, Mr. Walters, this is Mr. Matthews of the Highway Patrol.
How do you do, sir?
How are you?
Would you mind telling him just what happened?
Oh, well, I told the sergeant here there was no reason to make such a big deal out of this. Like I said, it was just a case of robbery.
Just a case of robbery. That makes it a big deal, but we need your cooperation. Did you get a description?
No.
I didn't notice a thing. It all happened so fast.
Now, wait a minute. If you took a beating or going over like this and you didn't notice anything, come on. Who are you fooling?
I'm sorry, Mr. Matthews. I can't help you.
I don't know. This whole thing just doesn't add up. No identification, a beating like that. Take a look, Ken. Money's still in the register. All right, what about it?
Do you want me to level with you?
That's a gross understatement.
All right, Mr. Matthews. I understand your position. Now you understand mine.
I'll try.
Sure, we both know what happened here today. Now, if it's going to cost me a few bucks so it don't happen again, I say okay. I know what I'm talking about. I learned my lesson the hard way.
Can't feed this thing.
I'm scared, real scared. And this is the way it's got to be. Now, I'm going to ask you to cooperate with me. Leave me alone. Forget it.
Unless it's a dead end like all the others. Make sure he's taken care of. Come on, let's go.
Buster Walters, you sure you want to leave it like this?
Say, Dan.
Yeah, what?
Boy, he's really scared. You know what? I don't blame him.
He's too scared to talk, and that leaves us nowhere.
Oh, we're somewhere, Dan. I can talk. Read Merle Hartman tomorrow. In fact, I'm going to phone this one in right now.
Remember, boys, discretion. Do what must be done. Now, perhaps all Merrill needs is the same as Walters, perhaps more. That's for you to judge. That's what you're being paid for.
He'll be stopped, Mr. Daggett. Whichever way we play it, he'll be stopped.
Oh. Now watch that hedge when you go out. All right, go ahead.
In an effort to stem the tide of the now flourishing protection racket, reporter Merrill Hartman lost no time in telephoning in his most important story to date. Anxious to stir up public opinion, Hartman hoped that his editorial of the next morning would act as the catalyst to bring forth one witness with information so desperately needed by the Highway Patrol.
Hartman, you cut too deep. You're competing. Now, look, we don't like competition. We eliminate it. Simple. Huh?
I guess it is.
Now, our business is protection. We've been reading up on your stuff, and we don't like what you have to say. So we're going to protect all those newspaper readers by eliminating the source. You can see we're civic-minded, can't you? You understand, genius?
Give me a break. Give me a break.
Listen, Hartman, you're in bigger trouble than you know. Unless we understand each other. Now, do we?
We do. We do.
Good. You're smarter than you're right. Now, like our customers, when they make a mistake, we give them another chance. Just once. Now, this is yours.
Operator, give me the Highway Patrol. This is Merrill Hartman. I want to talk to Dan Matthews. Please, urgent.
It's Matthews.
Hi, Dan. Guess who's sorry he didn't keep his big mouth shut?
Merrill Hartman?
Well, not exactly sorry. At least we started something.
In the right direction, I hope.
Dan, a couple of our boys were just over here. I'm calling from home. I'm not sure I'm going to be as pretty as I used to be.
Is it the same treatment that Walter's got? Look, are you okay?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to have a man on you 24 hours a day.
Fine. I'm all for it.
We've been looking for a lead in the right direction. Oh, by the way, would you like to be that brave witness we've been looking for?
Well, I don't know about that brave part, Dan, but you got yourself a witness. Not much to report, except a couple of the best descriptions you've got so far. I'll fill you in later, after I take care of me.
But make sure you do. Now, look, my man's going to be with you. You won't make a move that we don't know about. Now, look, one more thing. Lay off the expose till we get things set up the way we want it.
The story.
Look, I said lay off of it.
Dan, we're in trouble. It's the roughest one so far.
Yeah, what do you mean?
At the motel. I phoned it in there.
Look, kill it, and kill it fast.
No, it's too late. You better get your man over here, and fast. The paper's gone to bed.
A 24-hour watch had immediately been put into effect by the Highway Patrol to protect Merrill Hartman. Following police procedure, each shift was instructed to stay in constant contact with headquarters, reporting any unusual incident that might appear significant to the patrol's trackdown of the criminals.
Ken, come on in the office. We'll check those mug books again.
Right. Say, didn't you want to check with Merrill Hartman right about now?
Oh, yeah, thanks. Give me Merrill Hartman, will you? Yeah.
Hello?
Matthews. Oh, hello, Hartman. How's your head?
No worse than the rest of me, but I still think I'm in one piece.
You know, that article of yours in the morning paper was great. It should cause something to pop. Now, look, you stay where you are and relax. We got you covered, okay?
Fine. I'll be in touch. Hello?
Mr. Hartman, you remember me? You were here yesterday.
Who is this?
Elliot Walters. I run the motel out on...
Oh, yes, Mr. Walters.
I read your article in the paper this morning, and it was pretty much of an eye-opener for me. I see things more clearly now, and I'd like to help. Can we talk?
Well, Mr. Walters, any information you have is valuable, I'm sure. But why don't you call Dan Matthews at Highway Patrol headquarters?
And I don't want to get involved with the police, Mr. Hartman. Believe me, this is something we can discuss personally.
Why personally, Mr. Walters?
I don't want to discuss it over the phone. I got all the information you need, all of it. I kept records, dates, names.
When? When would you like to talk, Mr. Walters?
Well, as soon as you can get here. Now, we're going to have to handle this very carefully, very carefully. No one must ever know where you got this.
Okay. Trust me, no one will know. Where are you, at the motel?
No, I'm over at my brother-in-law's. I think it's better if we talk here. It's more safe. 420 Crestview Drive. How soon can you make it?
I'll be there in 15 minutes.
Okay.
Beautiful, Mr. Walters. Very well done.
Now I've done everything you asked. Now will you leave me alone?
But there's just one problem.
I told you I wouldn't talk. Please, I promise.
Oh, I believe you. Never a word.
And remember, Dan, I promised nobody be with me. If he thinks I'm not playing straight, he won't talk.
Okay. You do everything you told Walters you'd do. Now, we'll be watching you from a distance. You'll be covered. Good luck.
.3470 to headquarters.
Headquarters by.
Get 3016.
This is 3016. By?
Subject about to leave home. Unscheduled.
Let me have it. He's headed for 420 Crestview Drive. When you get there, check back. 10-4?
10-4.
10-4. And bingo.
We're not going anywhere. Not for a while. We're just going to have a nice talk. You and me. Sort of pass the time.
At Crestview Drive, at 420 Crestview Drive. Does that ring a bell with you?
Well, it's a nice neighborhood, kind of expensive. Guess that's all it means to me.
This might lead no places. Run a check on who lives at 420 Crestview Drive. When he finds out, fill a pack and bring it into me. Eh?
I remember this now. Extortion racket, wasn't it?
Let me see. Daggett, John Daggett. Yeah, we never had enough evidence to make it stick. We opened the investigation about 3 years ago.
Maybe we really got something going for us now.
Look, if Daggett's Walter's brother-in-law, I'm Dick Tracy. Come on. Headquarters to 3470. Headquarters to 3470. Headquarters to 3470. Come in, please. 3470. Send a car out there to check right away. Notify all units about Simpson. Check Walter's motel.
Looks like we got troubles.
So is Merrill. Come on, let's move.
Hello there. I'm looking for a Mr. Walters.
Mr. Hartman?
Yes.
Oh, you'll find Mr. Walters around in the back, on the patio. Just go around the side of the house. He's expecting you.
Thank you.
Too bad you're not going to be able to read your paper tomorrow.
My obituary?
We have a visitor. Just sit quiet.
Okay, Daggett, you're in trouble.
Not even a hello, Mr. Matthews?
This isn't a social call. Williams, you check the inside. My friend and I'll go around and check the back if you have no objections.
I most certainly do. You need a warrant. You're welcome to come back when you have one.
All right. We'll play it your way, but right now you're going along with us. You're under arrest. Extortion.
Oh, well, there's no need to get carried away. If you want to search. Help yourself.
Come on, Daggett, let's go.
I suppose you realize you're making a complete fool of yourself.
That's one of our minor problems. Move.
Daggett has cleared the place of your hero. By the time they get back, we'll be long gone. They won't find anything. They never have.
What about my car? They'll check it out.
We're taking that on our little trip. Let's go.
Close off the north end of Crestview Drive. I don't want to take any chances they might get through. 10-4?
10-4.
I don't even know what you're looking for.
Uranium. Well, here they come. Your boy didn't waste any time, did he?
That other man is in custody. Walters is dead. I just got word from his motel.
That's the end of the line for you, Daggett.
I've been in trouble before, Matthews, and I've always managed to get out, no matter what.
You're not a cheap racketeer anymore. You're now involved in a murder. Put him in a car. Well, Merrill?
I got a story to write. The final one.
I hope it's the final one.
I'm glad I'm still able to write it.
Yeah, look, I got a tagline for you.
Crime doesn't pay?
Yeah, that's right. Now, do me a favor. Will you go home and sell your typewriter? See Highway Patrol again next week. Until then, remember, if you care to drive, drive with care. This is Bradley Crawford saying, see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, the duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. In its day-to-day job of enforcing the law, the Highway Patrol has come to know many types of lawbreakers, their methods and habits. But some fit no previous pattern. This girl, an efficient secretary, hardworking, thorough, and loyal. For 5 years, she has held her daily job with the Colton Valley Farmers Cooperative. Doris Malden does not look like a criminal, nor has she ever been one. Until today.
How's it look this quarter?
The biggest payoff we've had in years. A bonded messenger came in from Belleville early this morning. It's all in the safe inside, waiting. I ought to have the manifest in order by 4 this afternoon. We'll start paying then.
And big bills, I hope. Let's go.
Yes, Miss Wallen? Can you go out now and check the drying trays, please? The ones in the back. I'd like a listing of them.
Okay, Miss Wallen.
Mr. Green,
Yes, Miss Malden.
can you come in here, please? The cooperative funds for the quarterly, they're gone.
The money's gone?
I noticed it when I went to enter this. It's all gone, Mr. Green. $50,000.
Well, get a hold of yourself, Miss Malden. There's 38 farms in this co-op, and these were the payments for the last 3 months.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault, Mr. Green.
Well, how could it be, Miss Malden? How could it be?
I left the safe closed but unlocked. Today was so much to do. I wanted to be fast, to get more done. I just closed the doors so I wouldn't have to run through that long combination each time.
Now, Miss Malden. Any one of the 38 ranchers that were in here this morning could have noticed this.
And then waited until I stepped out of my office, came in here and took the money.
Yes, that's what's happened, all right, Miss Malden. Get me the Highway Patrol. Hello? This is Cyril Green at the Cooperative in Colton. I want to report the theft of $50,000.
Yes, sir. Just south of Colton, a warehouse. All right, Mr. Green, we'll be right out. The manager of the Colton Cooperative just called. $50,000 is missing.
Fine. 2150 to 3016.
3016, fine.
What's your 1020?
3 miles south of the junction on Highway 57.
I'll meet you at Colton Cooperative. You stay by the warehouse. 10-4?
10-4.
Come on.
By the way, when did you see the money last?
At 9:15 this morning, I counted it and replaced the bundles.
And you didn't notice whether it was there later?
I had no occasion to open the safe again. I've been pretty tied up this morning with the manifests and everything, and with everybody coming so early.
Of course. Well, I'll leave you with your lists.
Anything happen?
Nobody's come or gone.
What's the setup?
Well, most of the farmers around here belong to a co-op. Bring their produce in, it's sold and shipped. Then every quarter, they have a meeting and split up the money. Pay cash. It's a non-profit outfit.
What's inside?
Not much. Load of DDT for the crop dusters in the valley, some farm equipment, odds and ends.
What office is Green in?
In there with the secretary. She's quite a gal. Got all the information we'll need typed up in triplicate.
This might be one of the farmers. You start with him, I'll check inside.
Hi, what's up? Just a routine check.
Oh.
Are you one of the farmer members here?
No. Name's Dunn. Dusty Dunn. I'm a crop duster pilot. Came to pick up my morning load of dust like always. DDT. Got a bunch of tomato mites waiting.
Well, this is a very thorough rundown of the whole situation, Miss Malden.
She's 1 in a million.
Everyone on this list was in here after the money was counted at 9:15. Is that correct?
Except the 4 checked in red. I took their manifests outside. They didn't come in.
Oh, I see. Tell me, just roughly, how many times did you leave the office?
21 times.
If I know Miss Malden and her records, it was exactly 21.
Was there anyone in here alone at any time?
I arranged the list that way. The first 11 above the black line. I thought perhaps triplicates would be of help to you and your men.
Well, you are efficient.
Thank you. I try to be. Especially now when I'm attempting to make up for my error with the safe.
You sure the money's not still here on the premises?
I searched the place twice. It's been taken all right. By one of those farmers.
Well, we'll start with it. Any other employees around?
There are only 2 employees here at this time. Harry, the handyman, and me. This is a list of the times of our arrivals this morning. Our addresses and other information.
Only in duplicate this time?
No, sir. In triplicate. The officer outside has the other copy.
Thanks.
Hi. Don't you sell dust anymore?
Sorry, Dunn. We've had something come up we're trying to iron out.
Oh?
What are you spreading today?
DDT and sulfur.
Feel up to it, Miss Malden?
Yes, sir.
4 DDT and 2 sulfur.
4, 2.
Name's Dunn, crop duster. He's inside getting supplies.
You take the first 6 on this list, I'll check the rest.
This might give us the jump. She's quite a gal, that secretary.
She's a good one, all right.
Yeah, almost too good.
Hey, Harry, give me a hand with this, will you?
Hey, right with you, Dusty. Now, you're a little late today, Dusty.
Well, can't go up till the wind falls off round 3.
I see. Hey, why don't you take enough of this to last you several days right now?
Got no place to keep it at the airport. Gets wet at night.
Oh, I see.
Loaded all right, Mr. Dunn?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be eating at the same place this noon. Don't come until after you've been searched at your field.
Did they say anything about coming out to the airport?
No, but they will. And they're very thorough, too. That's part of our plan, remember? The branch of the bank in Belleville, the time tomorrow you're to fly in, and the name you're to use for the safety deposit box. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have my manifest to get out.
You sure got a lot of nerve.
Every enterprise requires a certain amount of calculated risk. When I pass it to you, Dusty, see that you stay as cool.
Right.
$21.50 to 3016.
3016, bye.
Turn up anything?
Not in the names you assigned me. Just checked out the last one, Bergdahl. He's clear.
What's your 1020?
About 7 miles north of Colton, near Highway 40.
You go back to the warehouse and stand by there.
10-4.
Well, that checks everybody that was there between 9:15 and when we arrived. You know something? I don't think the money went out with any of them.
Means the money's still there. It's come out since we left.
With a little help from the inside. Maybe we should be looking for 2 people. That Harry, the handyman, what about him?
Harry Gates, loader. Arrived 8 o'clock sharp. Has been with the co-op for 3 years. Honest and reliable.
That last is just one woman's opinion.
Mr. Green, I'm going to lunch now, if I may.
Take all the time you want, Miss Malden.
Harry, can you meet me by my car, please?
Okay, Miss Malden.
How'd you look?
Oh, hello, Harry. I booked to read during lunch. It's probably in the trunk, and sometimes it sticks.
Oh, let's see. I'll get it open for you.
Oh, thanks, Harry.
Okay.
Less than an hour later, Dan Matthews had gone through his portion of the list and was pretty sure of 2 things. None of the farmers he had talked to was involved in the crime. nor were they even aware that a robbery had taken place at the Colton Cooperative.
You Harry Bates?
Yeah?
I'd like to ask you some questions, if you don't mind.
Not a bit.
You had lunch yet?
Yeah?
Where?
Over against that post.
What about Green and Miss Malden?
Well, Green's been in his office, and Miss Mullen's eating now, I think.
Did you see her leave?
Yeah, I helped her look for a book she lost.
Did you find it?
Yeah, in the trunk of her car.
Did you notice any packages or any of these sacks in the car?
No, she keeps that just as clean as she does her office.
Did you see anybody leave with anything like a suitcase or a box or something, Harry?
No.
That crop duster, did he pick up his DDT yet?
Yeah, I got his regular 6 bags.
Who loaded them?
Well, I helped him.
Any of the sacks opened?
No, that stuff sticks to you forever.
Where's he keep his plane?
At Chester Airport, out by the hill.
Thanks a lot.
Tell me somebody turned me in for buzzing.
No, we're just looking around. Those the sacks you picked up today?
Yeah. Just trying to get up enough strength now to load them.
Mind if I tip them over?
I guess not. Go ahead.
How do you open these things anyway?
Just cut them with a knife.
Open it, will you?
Sure.
There's no need to taking up any more of your time. Thanks very much.
Okay.
Well, there's nothing in those bags. What now?
Well, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Let's see. Marty Smith was a member of the co-op, but he quit about 3 months ago.
Does it say why?
Could have been mad, I guess.
Well, I guess we're down to trying everything.
I just said that.
Looks like you carried it off.
Did they come out to the airport?
Sure did. Just like you said they would.
After you get this to Belleville tomorrow and put the money in the box, be sure you're back as usual for your regular pickup. Here.
Okay. All right. Tonight this sits in the trash pile at the airport. Tomorrow I fly it out. And then life as usual for a year.
And don't underestimate them. They're clever.
Sure. But if we go on as we are and don't touch the money, they'll have nothing on us to be clever about.
We've calculated everything.
And don't worry about the highway patrol. We just pulled the perfect one.
Marty Smith's out of the co-op. Rented his farm and moved away. 2150 to 3016.
3016, bye.
What's your 1020?
Back at the warehouse. Green's here, so's Harry.
What about Miss Malden?
Just back from lunch.
We're on our way. 10-4?
10-4.
Mr. Green, I'm beginning to get discouraged. Highway patrol doesn't seem to be doing much. 4 o'clock's coming up.
Oh, they're probably working on a lead, keeping it to themselves. And when the time is right, they'll move in.
Do they have a lead?
Harry.
Okay.
Hello, gentlemen. We were just talking about you. Any luck?
Oh, not yet. Where's Harry?
He should be out in front someplace.
Thanks. Harry, did you ever see anybody put their arms around Miss Malden?
No, I don't think anybody ever does. She's too much business.
Does she ever go to that warehouse where the dust is kept?
Never.
Does she get a boyfriend among the farmers?
No, not that I know of.
What about Dusty?
No. Wait a minute. You know, every once in a while here lately, I have noticed him looking kind of crooked at her. Like there might be something sparking a bit.
Thanks. Did you see that handprint?
Yep, he met her at lunch and she gave him the money.
Yeah, looks like it. Call headquarters. Have them cover all roads leading out of here. If that Malden gal comes out, don't follow her. Check with me. I want to know what road she takes.
Right. .3016 headquarters.
I'm afraid we're going to have to trouble you for another one of your lists, Miss Malden.
Sounds like you have a lead.
Could be.
I was just telling Miss Malden that once you folks get a lead, it's just a matter of hours.
I wish it was that easy.
What type of list did you want, Mr. Matthews?
I want the names of anybody, male or female, who ever been connected with Dusty Dunn in any way.
Undoubtedly, you mean farmers who have contracts with him or members of their families.
That's right.
Yes, I have those files here. Here are two. Quite a ways from here, but they have contracts with him. Evans and Colburn.
Can you give me the full list in an hour?
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
What did I tell you?
You know, if we're right, she should be coming along.
Yeah, we can't get by her. She'd see us.
3016 to 2150.
2150 by.
Suspect going west on 44.
10-4.
That's not the strip. West on 44 is out of town toward Belleville.
Look at this. She's getting smart. She's going to take the riverbed, shorter and faster.
And harder to catch.
Yeah.
They did it. I don't know how, but they did it.
Okay. Keep cool. Get in.
Big risks, big stakes. No, not a gun, Mr. Matthews. Just the names and addresses of my folks, Mr. Dunn's, and a qualified attorney we'd like you to call. In triplicate, sir. How did you do it, Mr. Matthews?
Your boyfriend's got long arms, just like the law. All right. See Highway Patrol again next week. Until then, remember, if you care to drive, drive with care. This is Bradley Crawford saying, see you next week.